Even as India battles a devastating second wave of coronavirus infections, we're coming to the close of a 6 week process that has elected new governments to four states and one union territory in India. Governments that will have to handle at the ground level the surge of infections across their cities and their towns. Most important among those has been Bengal, where Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress is towards winning a third term in office, gathering well over 200 seats as leads at this point of time as we speak. In doing so, it has pushed back an aggressive campaign by the Bharatiya Janata Party that saw its stocks rise significantly in the 2019 general election and thought it could top that up to unseat the Trinamool government that has enjoyed the last 10 years in power. How has she been able to retain ground and how has she been able to keep the BJP at bay? To talk about that right now, we have with us veteran journalist and author Shubir Bhomik. Mr. Bhomik, your primary take on the way these results have played out. They played out to a degree significantly away from what surveys and polling had shown for many months now. In that the Trinamool has been able to expand its voter base as against the significant primary rival and hold its ground, gathering practically the same tally that it did 5 years ago. Why would that be so? Watching the
Yeah,
movement, and we've had a deadly second wave of coronavirus infections across India. Even at that, through that time, we've had 5 or 6 weeks of elections across four states and a union territory that have determined the governments that will take power in these states. Those governments will take power at a time when they will have to handle the managing of those rising infections across the cities, towns, and villages. The most consequential of those is in West Bengal, where Mamata Banerjee has been able to fight and keep off an aggressive campaign by the BJP mounted over the last many years, particularly since the BJP's success in the state in the general elections of 2019, where it thought that had it been able to top up the 2019 performance, it might be able to unseat the 10-year Trinamool government in West Bengal. That has not panned out as Mamata Banerjee has been able to significantly expand her voter base and clock in yet another performance that looks like it is on course to win 200 seats in the 290 plus member assembly in Kolkata. How has that panned out? To talk about that, we have with us Shubir Bhomik. Mr. Bhomik, at the primary level, this result is beyond the range of the way people had thought it would play out. What's led to such a blowout victory for Ms. Banerjee?
well, it's something that the pundits in Delhi failed to understand, but we in Bengal have been saying this time and again. I have said it on channel after channel and have been accused of being a Trinamool supporter, which I am not. I'm not a terrific admirer of Mamata Banerjee, let me tell you that, because I thought, her Shingur Nandigram might have brought her to power, but that actually, screwed up prospects of industrialization in Bengal. And as a Bengali, I hold that against her. But the point is, we talk facts, and I've been a BBC journalist long enough to understand the area that I cover. And people sit there in Delhi and they get terribly impressed
So
by all these.
what are some of those factors sitting on the
Yeah,
ground
yeah,
that
I'll
you've
tell
been
you
able
what. I'll tell you something. The BJP does not understand the Bengali psyche.
to?
Cut a long story short, Bengalis are a divided people. We were divided on the basis of religion in 47, but 71 undid that whole thing, the creation of Bangladesh.
Mhm.
And Bengalis, though we are divided on the basis of religion, partition was never a finality in Bengal, unlike in Punjab. So here, I have sisters in Bangladesh who come and give me vaipota, who also, do five Panch Waqt namaz, but also stand in front of Saraswati when the puja is held in their own school in predominantly Muslim areas. So this is something the religious binary, promoters like Modi and Amit Shah will never understand.
No, but then in which case, how do you explain the fact that the BJP has been able to rise to 40% from the single digits and low double digits that it had earlier? So it's been able to get to the point. It's not
No,
been
no,
able
that
to the top up 10% that would have brought it victory. But there is no denying the rise of the BJP in the state, is there?
no, no, no. There is no denying the right. No, the simple reason is that the left has been decimated. It's been completely irrelevant for many reasons. But one of them is when the left had the chance of having their man in Delhi, Jyoti Basu. The left used to do all this big politics on the strength of their showing in Bengal. When the chance come to put Jyoti Basu, they say, no, we are
Prime
not
Minister
getting into
didn't do
government.
so. Yeah.
A Bengali voter continue to vote for you. If you don't allow Jyoti Basu to be Prime Minister, and you want 7 years later down the line come and project to me here in Bengal, Mayawati is a Prime Minister candidate. So this Prakash Karat brand of politics has destroyed the left here. Congress is irrelevant here. So Bengal is basically, Bengalis are bipartisan, either here or there. It used to be Congress or Communist. Now it is Trinamool. It's a regional formation. And of course, you have the BJP, which is in power in Delhi. Don't you ever forget that BJP came to Bengal first riding piggyback on Mamata Banerjee. Yeah? So then equations change. But here, three quick things, Kaushik, let me tell you. Number one is that they don't understand the Bengali psyche. They played on this religious binary. It does not work in Bengal. Because a Bengali Muslim is first a Bengali and then a Muslim. He has Gaye Holud and Shindur Khela in his marriage, which no other Muslims. Gaye Holud means Haldi ceremony, which we have, or Shindur Khela, which we have in Durga Puja. So, this religious binary does not work in Bengal. Yeah, the Gujarat kind of religious thing will never work here. They made that mistake.
Fine. If these are the two binaries, then, and if you think that psyche does not work, I wanted to understand then how does that reset from what happens here on? How will the Trinamool identify the BJP as the primary other pole? And how will the BJP say, okay, here's where we stand in May 2021. And from here for the next 5 years, here's how we need to adjust as the primary opposition party, knowing what worked and what didn't work. So map out the two new poles of Bengal politics for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something. You saw fantastic elections because there was no parliamentary alternative. Trinamool was never a national player, and therefore of stability at the center, you need to vote strongly for somebody who can give that stability. Having said that, you always will find that parliamentary results does not translate in assembly elections. So if it was Modi at the center, it is Mamata here. The BJP does not have a Bengali face. How can you vote for a party which you will think will be run from Delhi? The Bengalis have never accepted that. Right. Chittaranjan Das, Subhash Chandra Bose, Ajay Mukherjee, even Bidhan Chandra Rai used to furiously oppose Jawaharlal Nehru. Pranab Mukherjee went away for 2-3 years, came back, and then finally Mamata Banerjee. It's a long tradition.
Even after that, even after Siddha Shankar Rai, you had Jyoti Basu and then Mamata Banerjee. At each point, it has been a single leader which the BJP missed out on. During Mr. Modi's time in the BJP, it is believed that on his name, the government's elected and they appoint certain leaders in states that won't be decided. That's not, obviously, that's
that will not work in Bengal, this high command culture. Bengalis want a local leader. You need a Shama Prasad Mukherjee here. You don't need chamchas who will fall like this before Mr. Modi or Amit Shah. The day a Bengali leader does that, like Dilip Ghosh, he is finished in Bengali imagination. He is seen as a chamcha. Dilli chamcha. These things won't work here. So this high command business has never worked in Bengal. In the heydays of Congress, it will not work now. This is something BJP did not understand. That the Bengali psyche, Bengali persona is different. They don't also understand that this religious binary won't work. Look at this.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Can I give you an example?
It's interesting you say that because the Congress's decline. Yeah, the Congress's decline starts when the state party becomes an appendage to Indira Gandhi in the mid-70s, and that's when that decline happened and never comes back. So your point is taken. I want to take this forward for the last few minutes we have on this chat, which is that what's now Mamata Banerjee's agenda for the next 5 years in government? She has a legislative mandate that allows her some parts. The fact that there were parts of the party that went away and went to the BJP, now she has a margin that allows her not to be constantly scared of some breakaway faction. What does she set out? In the immediate, there is the virus to handle, legislatively, administratively, of course. But what does she set out as saying, this is my canvas for the third term?
Now let me make 4 things very, very clear. Having won this fantastic victory, primarily aided by the huge ignorances of the BJP. They had all the big money, the big Indian corporate world funding them, but they didn't understand Bengal. So with all the big money, the central forces deployment and everything has gone up. Mamta has to understand four things. And that is, A, people are not going to vote for her anymore if she does not attend to governance issues. Industrialization. She has to get employment here. Big ticket investments are expected. You know what? Regionalism in India has a future, not only, never anymore. If only parties whip up regional sentiments to win elections, they have to deliver on delivery of, benefits, on industrialization, on economy, and they have to prove that far off Delhi cannot address your concerns. I'm closer to you. I will do things that I am someone who will understand your aspirations and deliver on it. The Mamta has to get over this Nandishgram Shingur nonsense. And I call it nonsense very consciously, and has to address the issue of industrialization in Bengal. She has to look for big ticket investments. A, she has to, shedding her great national aspirations, which won't work. She has to focus on Bengal and build up authentic Bengali regionalism. Get rid of that all India Trinamool Congress, the all India tag. She is a Bengali party. She has to behave like one, like the South Indian parties. So she has to take recourse. She has to take lessons from Sheikh Hasina in neighborhood Bangladesh. Culture, technology, industry, economy. Look at the way Bangladesh is growing. Number three, she has to get rid of this Tista thing and settle differences with Bangladesh, because here, Kaushik, what happens in Gujarat, Maharashtra does not affect me in Bengal. Bangladesh rises as an economic power, there is a spiraling effect on us. Where does a Bangladeshi go and spend money? Now, this is something Amit Shah has to understand, that Bangladeshis are no longer short of food. They have more food there than they have in Gujarat. The thing is, our future lies in an integrated regional economy, not in in Western India. Okay, because so here, if Bangladeshis come and spend money here, welcome. Come here as official tourists. I'm not supporting somebody who's going to hold out a welcome tag for illegal migrants. And why should Bangladeshis come here illegally anymore? They have a fantastic economy. They'd rather go to Malaysia rather than come to India, West Bengal, Assam, where the economy is worse. So four things Mamta has to do. Institutionalize Bengali regionalism very strongly. Sorry. Sorry.
Right. I don't think we have a stable line anymore with you,
No.
Mr. Bhaumik. And I think I got the 4 points that you set out. I got the 4 points that you set out for her third term and her agenda. And I also know that you have an immediate commitment to go to. So thank you for making time, Subir Bhaumik, for making sense of the nature of the verdict in Bengal, what it implies into the governance that the incumbent and coming back Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee needs to deliver in her third term. If you have been, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay home, and when you step out, please wear a mask.